This week on your weekly Constitutional, we are talking about really one of the hot button issues in our country today, hate speech. What is it? Should it be limited? Stuart Harris is here. He's a good friend of ours. He's a contributor to News Channel 11. He's the host of your weekly Constitutional on WETS 89.5. He's also a professor of constitutional law at the Duncan School of Law, Lincoln Memorial University. Stuart, welcome back.
Welcome. Welcome to you as well.
See you here on this weekend morning. And we were talking about hate speech. Not far from here, Charlottesville, Virginia, not that long ago.
Right.
It became a real current affairs interest for that city. Calls to really limit what people say in which arena. So let's back up and define it. Hate speech, what is it?
Oh, I wish I could. If I could, I'd make millions of dollars.
You'd be on the Supreme Court.
The problem with hate speech, Josh, is that nobody has a really good definition of it. I mean, most of us can agree that Nazi speech is pretty hateful, right? But
Sure.
not everybody does.
No.
The Nazis themselves do not agree. And so if we say, well, Nazi speech is something we're going to prohibit, well, then what happens next? Someone then doesn't like communist speech, or someone doesn't like socialist speech. Or Republicans don't like it when Democrats speak, and Democrats don't like it when Republicans speak. And all of a sudden, everything's hate speech, and everything's going to get prohibited. And that was the basic thrust of my discussion with a fellow by the name of Eugene Volokh. He has a very famous blog, a very well-written and very widely read blog called The Volokh Conspiracy. And he's very much a champion of free speech, and he makes all of those points much better than I just did. But the other side is there, too. Richard Delgado is one of the people who coined the term hate speech 20, 30 years ago. He thinks we can prohibit Nazi speech. He thinks we can draw certain lines and go no further. So it's a very spirited discussion.
And there are limits on free speech.
There are some limits.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, I can't go out and actually threaten you. Okay, that's one. I can't encourage Mark Reynolds to go and beat somebody over the head if there's a good chance he might actually go and do that. That's called incitement. But they're very limited, and even those have difficult definitions.
Great topic, great on-point issue. Is it one that's before the courts?
It is always before the courts somewhere. It's not currently in front of the Supreme Court, but just stay tuned.
Yeah, and we saw just a few days ago a case in which the court was having to weigh in and say, does a baker have to do what he wants to do?
Precisely. I mean, people who were on the Civil Rights Commission in Colorado, and that's the Masterpiece Cakeshop case, they said some things that suggested that they thought this conservative Christian's beliefs amounted to hate speech. And the Supreme Court rejected it, in fact, rejected the entire case because of those comments from the government. So it's always problematic when the government is telling you what you can say.
Here's a way to get really more informed on the issue, because it's going to come up as you're talking with your friends and family. WETS FM is your source for your weekly Constitutional. Sundays at 3, Tuesdays the rebroadcast at 8. Stuart, thanks.
Thank you, Josh.